All right. Welcome in. Episode 23. We are back from Chicago, safe and sound. And as soon as we got here, we got some breaking news that just hit this morning. So our agenda's kind of out the window, and we're going to have to...
You had a pretty good agenda coming into this, and then all of a sudden it was like my phone got 75 Twitter notifications.
Yeah.
And I had this thought that maybe you had popped off on something.
That's what I thought.
So hey, positive intent, right? Like just thinking about it, like
unfortunately, no.
Yeah,
but
I didn't first think end of the world. My first thought was, oh, we did something good.
Yeah. So I put a post out this morning for you guys for context. Just of a simple like Sharpedo card, Team Aqua from Double Crisis. It was a card I picked up in Chicago. Just thought it was cool artwork. Wanted to share it because it's a pretty cheap card if you're looking to broaden and diversify your personal collection a little bit. And like 2 seconds later, I got like 1,500 notifications. I was like, dang, they really like that post. I go, no, it's all the new 30th celebration products that got released. So
yeah, let's just jump right in.
Have to cover that. Yeah, let's get into it. So couple things today. We do have obviously the new 30th products that just dropped. We have our Midwest Madness tournament recap that we had over the weekend. We had a lot of big names here in the shop, which is really cool. We also had a new set revealed last week, Storm Emaralda. So Mega Rayquaza's making an appearance, and then I guess if we have time, we will get into the rest of it. But yeah,
what do you mean?
Where you want to begin?
Everybody's favorite part of the podcast is Tinker Time, big dog. Like, what are you talking about?
It's true.
We have to have it. So okay, yeah. So let's jump in. Let's start with the 30th celebration stuff. So you got an ETB. Looks like the promo in English is going to be Nidorina. It's got an ability that is Heal 30. It's a good-looking card. Yellow and blue. Jack will throw it up there. And then, we've had this conversation multiple times on this format. We get so many SKUs of product per set. Like, in Japan, if you wanted to go buy Mega Dream EX, which is Ascended Heroes, you can choose to buy a single pack at a store, or you can buy a box.
Yep.
And maybe if you're lucky, you can buy a case. That's it. That's all you get. Those are your options. There's no lunchbox. There's no, t-shirt and skateboard combination. There's no buy a thermos and get a pack. We have all these boxes in North America, and we answered it before. The question is why. I think the more products that you have, the greater ability you have to sell things. Instead of it just being in a box and being whatever, 200 yen a piece, which is, whatever, 200 yen a piece or 400 yen a piece, and that's the only thing you can do. You can sell these at a higher average cost because you put additional products in them. But okay, so you got an Elite Trinit box. And then you get, so that's going to have 9 packs. Then you get the 30th Celebration poster collection, which has 3 promo cards, which are the birds. And then 1 full-side, 2-sided poster featuring cards found in the 30th Celebration. This will have 3 packs. So you got 3 packs, 9 packs in the ETB, 3 packs in the poster. Then you're going to get another 3 packs in the tech sticker, which looks to have Pikachu and Mewtwo on one and Pikachu and Mew on the other, maybe some other Pokemon on the sticker, with some promos, Alolan Eggs and Lucario. So there's your 3-pack products. And then looks like there is a Sylveon EX and a Greninja box, which is going to have 4 booster packs. And then a giant Sylveon or giant Greninja. And it's just the Reg EX version of those jumbo cards. Then a 30th Celebration Knockout, which will have an EV and a coin. And then there's 10 mini tins, 5 day and 5 night, which is, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't really collect mini tins, but if I did, these would be super cool. They have unknowns on them. They got a Mew and Lapras and Moltres. They're cool looking. Then you got 2 UPCs. You got an Espeon and you got an Umbreon. And that's where the day and the night promo cards are coming from. And then there's a Ditto Premium Collection. I don't know how many packs are in it, but I bet I can find out. 8 packs in the Ditto Premium Collection. And then a figure collection. A Mew figure collection. Mew doesn't look too bad. And it'll have 5 packs in it. And then, the Mewtwo and the Mew. Yeah, neither of the little figures look bad. We see the pack art for the 30th. So lots of different ways to get packs. They've got decks. 30th Celebration Battle Deck that has the illustration rare.
Real quick, before we get into the decks, I was looking at the packs here on the Mewtwo boxes. It says 5 additional cards in the packs. I thought they were supposed to be 6.
Where does it say 5 additional cards?
If you zoom up the image on the Mew, the pack art itself at the bottom says 5 additional game cards.
Hey.
So that's interesting. I don't know. Just speculation, obviously, but something to be aware of. Maybe it's 5
no,
now.
That's the release. Yeah, everything says 5 on the poster. Yeah, it's 5 additional game cards too on the poster. Yeah, so 5 cards per pack, and then booster bundle and a binder collection. Binder collection has 5 packs. So you have a no 1 pack, no 2 pack. Oh, these decks. Well, I don't. What are these decks? You got a illustration rare Victini, and you got an illustration rare Zorora.
So these are the mega starter decks, or not megas. They're the Umbreon Espeon decks that we're releasing in Japan. They mentioned that we would be getting these.
We don't want them.
30th.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, of course they'll sell and move because they have the illustration rares, unless those illustration rares are reprints and they're available elsewhere. But because one way to sell products is you put an exclusive promo in it and it goes.
Yeah. I mean, see another $2,000 PSA 10 Haunter.
I hope not. But those are at least, I mean, not that Haunter's not cool. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so first impressions here, 30th anniversary. What do you think?
My immediate thought is, do I have to buy 2 UPCs if I want the Espeon and Umbreon promo?
I think it's already
Did they already confirm it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, then.
Yeah, I think you're toast, dog.
So you don't. Dang, really?
Let me see.
Because they've done this before where you can just get variants of like the tin or like the product, but the promos are the same. You know?
The 30th Celebration UPCs will each contain a set of 2 exclusive promo cards, the Pikachu and the Espeon.
So that's how they did it. Because remember, we were talking about that a little while back. Do we think they'd put all 4 in one UPC?
Nope, they just made 2 UPCs.
Yeah. Oh, no.
So I have a couple thoughts just initially on the UPC is the Mega Charizard X UPC came out, and it was not hard to get your hands on.
No.
It was probably one of the products that was a little bit easier to get, and we saw a ton of the promos. So I'm not as worried about it.
Yeah, I don't know. The difference is these promos are a lot better than the Charizard UPC promos. I mean, the Stringy Kondo Oricorio is cool, but it's Oricorio. These are Evolution.
Yeah. It'll be. We'll find out, right? Because there's 2 things that happen. The Prismatic Super Premium Collection, when it came out, the box is rare enough that it drives up the value on its own. But like the Mega Charizard X UPC the promos ended up driving the value of what the box was. So the price point for this UPC may be driven by in the secondary market, may be driven by what people are willing to pay for the promos.
Yeah, you might be right.
Instead of it being, I know it's not, but let's say the math is pretty simple. Let's say market for the packs is $10. And there's 16 packs in there. So you would assume that you would pay $160. Well, I think those promos are probably going to, bring around $100 total for the 2 of them, either 50-50 or 70 and 30 or whatever. So instead of it being $160 for the box and you get the promos, it's going to be $275 and you're going to have to pay a premium to get the promos.
Yeah. But if you can't find a UPC, you'll be able to rip packs because there's going to be tons of product everywhere. I don't know.
That's interesting. It's interesting. This is a full court press. We'll talk about this in a minute, but I say it's a full court press because it's a worldwide simultaneous release for the 30th is what they've communicated. They can always change the game. Yep. But at the end of July, they're releasing Storm Emaralda in Japan.
Yeah.
which they won't release in the U.S. until November.
November 6th. So there's actually a 3-month window, which we'll talk about when we talk about Storm Emaralda, for the first time since Mega Evolution between Japan and English, which is the complete opposite direction of what we've talked about in the past about them trying to get closer to syncing up. So, man, I don't know. This is kind of nuts, man.
It is.
It's a lot to take in, especially at 8 a.m. when we're just learning all this at the same time you guys are. But you won't see this till Friday.
There's a lot there. They have booster bundles. Just FYI, I don't think they communicated that. So they have booster bundles. There's no booster box. So ETB is the best way. Well, depending on how many are in how many packs does it say? How many packs in the UPC? And are they all going to be?
Doesn't say. There's no view of the back of the box.
So 151 and Prismatic.
You got like 16, I think.
Yeah,
in those.
And they were all that specialty set.
Yeah.
The Mega Charizard X UPC was split between four different sets. It was 18 packs. Or 16, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was 4 different sets. And so I would assume that this is the same situation where the Ultra Premium Collection will have the most amount of packs that you can get your hands on. Then it'll be the ETB. And then it'll be a booster bundle. And then the binder. And then whatever the 4 packs were.
The Ditto box has 8 packs.
Oh, Ditto has 8?
Yeah, so that's...
Okay. With the promo?
With the Ditto promo.
So there shouldn't be much price difference between that and
ETB.
the ETB.
Yeah.
That'll be.
I'm surprised the figure collections only have 5 packs.
Yeah, the figure collections usually 8-ish. So it'll be interesting to see how much product stores get. How much will be available? Are they gonna screw up the drop for Pokemon Center? What products are available at Pokemon Center?
Oh my goodness.
Because unlike a regular set, of course the ETB will be there. You can make that assumption. The booster bundle, I would assume. But how many of these other products are going to be there for people to be able to hop in queue and get access to?
It better not be anything like the Pitch Black drop. Better figure that out.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And then on top of that, is this a large print run? Have they been reducing booster box printing, reducing distribution? Have they been doing this because they've been ramping up printing for this stuff? Now, a reminder, to those of you that have been around for a minute, you'll know this, but Jack and I have had this conversation. If this set releases in August, they were printing it back in October, November of 2025.
Yeah.
It's been sitting in a warehouse. So there's a world here where they've just been stockpiling this product. And there is a relative frenzy to be able to get your hands on most Pokemon product, but Perfect Order, Chaos Rising aren't really sets that people are super excited about from a general consensus. This one is.
Yeah.
This one will bring a lot of hype back. A lot of people will be hunting for stuff like Ascended Heroes. Lots of cards to go chase. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. Are people going to be able to get their hands on product? Is really what it comes down to. Are they going to have, instead of only, I'm making up a number here, 20,000 Pokemon Center ETBs that are available from Pokemon Center in the U.S., are they going to have 100,000 different products that people can buy? 7 or 8 SKUs, 10, 12,000 of each. Are they going to put themselves in a position where, okay, the ETB sold out, but for the next 2 hours, you can still get the Ditto collection, or you can get poster collections, or you can get the battle decks, or whatever the case may be, is at how much product is going to be available for people to purchase. That'll be interesting to see. That'll be interesting to see, and what it looks like and how the market handles it.
It's honestly a little overwhelming just seeing
the amount of products,
many SKUs are being released. Man, I don't even know. My brain doesn't want to try and calculate.
I'm trying to see if so it's Tuesday, FYI, when we record this. I'm looking for what day it goes on pre-release on TCG Player. Because Pitch Black, the booster box, went live for pre-sale May 1st, May 2nd.
For Pitch Black?
For Pitch Black. So I would assume with the products being listed, via press release by Pokemon, that we're in a spot that maybe by the end of the day, TCG Player has pre-sales up. And it could be interesting as we talk through the products. I don't know. But as we talk through the products in post, if you put up what the pre-sale price is of this.
Yeah, there's a good chance when you guys watch this Friday, you'll already have an idea of what the market looks like for
What's
a
the
lot of this
ETB
stuff.
going to go for? $200 right out the gate? Are we at $10 a pack before we even start? That doesn't seem crazy. That's what people did for Ascended. Ascended was like 16 on release day. Now they didn't have a ton of product. Remember they botched that one. They pushed back the 2 packs. He only had 3 packs.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't see a world where.
Well, what's your guess? What's your guess?
I don't see a world where the ETBs aren't 200. Out the gate.
When we talk about this, there's 2 questions that we should give our suggestions on. Number 1 is, what is the relative price of a booster pack based on the product? Because of course you can be able to buy a booster pack on TCG Player. That'll be an item that they have. So what is the first purchase or first price recorded for a booster pack? And it not just the booster pack listing, but like, hey, the 4 packs are going for $52, the 5 packs are going for $70, whatever, right? Like, what's your number for what a booster pack goes for on the first day that it goes for pre-sale on TCG Player, and then what do you think it is on the Wednesday of pre-release? Like Wednesday with it releasing on Friday.
So out the gate, I could easily see the booster packs being 15 a pop.
Yeah.
Just because of people being crazy. By the time the set's like ready to release, I bet they're around $10 a pop.
Okay. I think you're super light. I think we're going to be at like $22, $23 a pack.
You think so? With this many SKUs?
Yep. I think you're going to be at $22, $23 a pack. People have pre-orders in. They'll pay $85, $90 for one of those 4-pack products. They'll pay
Pre-orders are going to fly.
$60, $65 for the tech stickers. I mean, Paldean Fates right now is $80.
Okay, yeah. So let's think about that. So 3-pack of Ascended Heroes was what, like $50 on release?
No, they were $16 a pack
On release?
on release day.
Not pre-order.
Not pre-order.
Were they that high?
They were that high.
Were they really?
I remember texting Trav and being like, dude, this is out of control.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think they're $20 on the pre-order, and they might be. I think they're $18 on release weekend. I think people are paying easily for the tech sticker. They're easily paying $55, $60 for it, which is nuts. Which then puts us back into the Ascended Heroes world. That if you pull the hit, whatever we decide the hit is, the market being whatever the market decides the hit is in the set, trying to offload that thing as soon as possible. I don't know. We were kind of wrong. The Trikachu went up. The Gengar kind of.
Well, it's gonna be interesting too because some people are gonna want to grade it, and then you've got PSA's debacle. So then you got to pay $80 for
the $80, but you get it back in 6 weeks instead of 6 months. So it'll hit the market faster.
If that doesn't get changed.
Fair.
Oh man.
Speaking of pitch black, the booster box super recovered in pricing. It's at $8 a pack in a booster box.
So that was something else I wanted to talk about to lead us into Storm Emaralda, because you were talking about hype and how Perfect Order and Chaos Rising, and what I wanted to bring up was like Pitch Black had a lot of hype when the Akira Igawa Darkrai got revealed, and everybody was all about it, and it's gonna be crazy. But the second we got Storm Emaralda revealed, not even like maybe a week before, even people forgot about Pitch Black.
No. It's different. No, you're wrong.
You think?
So either everybody's sold out on their, nobody's put they're all out of their pre-orders, which could be a thing. But the price is super spiked. It's up $50. So the price at the end of May was like $250 for a pre-order of a booster box. This weekend it hit $295.
Okay, wait, yeah. So I did see that.
So volume of sales per day has gone down.
So it's interesting that the sales don't correlate to the attention, because you just don't see anybody talk about Pitch Black on Twitter, X, or anything. It's all everything else. Storm Emaralda. It's even before Storm Emaralda was revealed, it was just kind of some nonsense like Twitter fodder content that had nothing to do with Pitch Black. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see.
Which brings me to this thought process. If you're in this world, if you're in this hobby and you're on Twitter, you're on social media, that only represents a small percentage of the amount of people that are actually buying product. You could go on there with your 10,000 followers, which would be pretty strong for Pokemon. Maybe 20,000 followers. You're one of the top names in the Twitter sphere for Pokemon. And you're not reaching nearly even 0.5% of the total people that are buying Pokemon. And the reason that I think that way is because if the current topic is not Pitch Black, but yet Pitch Black is selling and the price is going up, people are buying it that don't know anything about Twitter and the people on Twitter and what people on Twitter say.
Yeah.
It's a same world that exists for the Pokemon Play community. And we'll talk about this in a minute. We had some relative celebrities from the Pokemon world in our store on Sunday. And there were probably 400 customers that rolled through here on Sunday that had no idea. And they wouldn't even known if they saw them. And if you would have told them the name, it wouldn't have meant anything. So the amount of people that play Pokemon the game is really small relative to the amount of people that are buying Pokemon. And the amount of people that are talking about Pokemon online on X is relatively small to the people that are buying Pokemon also. So it's this same thought process of what's reported on TCG Player is actually relatively statistically insignificant to the amount of transactions that are occurring, but it's recorded, so we use it for the basis for market. So are the people that are talking about Pokemon on Twitter is not representative of the full community. And additionally, the people that play the game is not representative of the whole community. The community is so large that if you had a store that only catered to players, you would miss out on so much. And in the reverse, if you ignored all your players, unfortunately for the players, that wouldn't have that big of an impact on your business.
Yeah.
Because it's such a small amount.
Yeah, it is interesting to think about.
Okay,
let's talk.
Let's talk Storm Emaralda.
Yeah, let's jump into Storm Emaralda. Here we go.
Okay, so this was released. It's July 31st in Japan, November for us. The big takeaway here is you get a Mega Rayquaza. He's coming back. He's colorless. He's not a dragon.
He is colorless. So the set in English is called Delta Rain. So my initial thought was Delta Species. I thought they were going to bring back Delta Species.
Yeah,
Delta Rain. But when they revealed it, they did this like kind of blinders reveal where it was just like Rayquaza's face, but you couldn't see the card, but the background didn't have dragon typing, so everybody was speculating that it's not going to be a dragon type. Sure enough, it is colorless.
Yep. So he is a Mega, 3 prizes. It'll be interesting to see what the play community does to build decks around him.
I thought it was really interesting they only gave him 280 HP.
Yeah. I thought he would
Kingscon's got 300.
Be bigger. One of the other things that they did that they kind of showed their hand here a little bit. In the last set, they had a stadium, and then you could actually evolve the stadium. So they had a stadium card you could play, and then you could evolve it in the same turn, and that evolved stadium did something. I'll talk about stadiums here in a second. They've got this new thing where it's 2 cards, like the Legends from Heart Gold, Soul Silver, that you have to have them both in your hand. You have to play them at the same time. And it's a pretty cool artwork. Don't get me wrong. It's like this giant mountain with a bunch of lightning around it and swirling, and there's some birds.
The art is really cool.
Yeah,
it's only an uncommon card.
Yeah, the art's cool. I feel pretty confident that most people that open this set will be able to have the two copies of this. The challenge with stadiums in the current play world is when I play a stadium, if Jack and I are playing against each other, when I put this stadium down, this stadium will allow my opponent to take less prize cards if they knock out a colorless Pokemon, right? There's more to it, but just in general. But my Pokemon getting knocked out is something that doesn't happen on my turn. What does happen on my turn is me playing the stadium. So I put the stadium down, and there are plenty of cards in rotation where Jack can go find a stadium and bump my stadium and then knock my Pokemon out. So stadiums are relatively ineffectual going into your opponent's turn. So even though this is a great card, you have to have eight. If you were going to run 4 of them, you'd have to run 8 cards in your deck. You'd have to give up quite a bit in your deck to run it. So I don't know the impact that'll have on the play, but it is pretty cool. In the same communication that they had about releasing the Storm Emaralda, they also talked about they've got a new Agawa Gallade promo, which is really sick looking. Jack will throw that up. That's for a pre-release that they're doing in Japan, which is like a first thing.
So Japan's throwing that into they call it a sealed tournament. Mm-hmm. So everybody opens packs and builds a deck with the packs they build, and then their winners get this Sakurigawa Gallade promo, which is pretty cool considering our pre-release events. The winners, everybody just gets a 3 packs no matter what usually, which is fine. Like I think it's great. Everybody gets to contribute, and it's super casual and everything. But it'd be kind of cool to have a cool prize like that you can win at a pre-release event.
And I did see they're going to do 2,000 of these sealed tournaments, and you can apply to hold the tournament. So an individual person, so it's not necessarily going to be held only at a store or at a store, but you do have to have your Japanese unique identifier.
The name card.
The card ID to be able to apply. So interesting that they're rolling some of that in right now, and that'll be if we don't get that card in English. Now they haven't done many, region specific exclusives, but if this is one of them, that'll cause high demand for that card.
Yeah, especially the way you have to get it.
Yeah. And it makes it feel like there's only 2,000 of them. So so Storm Emaralda coming. There's some fun stuff. There's an item in there that basically lets you go get a fire and a lightning energy, which Earthen Vessel went away in rotation. This is limited search energy, but you don't have to discard anything. There's also an interesting tool that you get to add onto your Pokemon.
Yeah.
That for each of your Pokemon in play that has this tool attached to it, search your deck for basic energy and attach to that Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. That's interesting.
Mega Rayquaza cap.
Yeah, that's what they're calling it. So it's just a Mega Rayquaza hat, which is pretty cool. Beyond that, what we've seen so far is there's a Talonflame EX that has an ability that allows you to put it down into play and skip its basic and stage 1 evolution if you have a Mega
colorless Mega
in play. So and then for 2 energy, and it is a stage 2, so you can use the ignition energy on it. Mm-hmm. It is a stage 2 that does damage, and you get to go search for 2 cards. So it's a 2-prizer that gives you some single prize combat. You get 150 damage, which is mostly enough to knock out most of the single prize Pokemon that are out there attacking. Plus you get a 2-card deck search to be able to go do what you want to do. Yeah.
It reminds me of like Celebi in this format, letting you go get stadiums and grass Pokemon off rip, and how that's effective because we don't have a lot of hand disruption early game right now. Yeah,
there's a world where you're playing Kangaskhan in a deck, multiple different decks, right? And if you end up matching up against a 1-prize deck that you Hilda for your ignition and this, because it's an evolution Pokemon.
Yeah.
And you immediately put it in play and you knock out whatever's in the active.
Yeah.
You got to have Latios in play or, whatever to be able to retreat the Kangaskhan or whatever, right? And you Hilda right into these 2 cards and boom, you get whatever you want to get for your next couple sets, couple hands. So there's a lot of power there. There's a lot of utility that this card has. It's not going to be run. You're not going to run, like 4 Fletchlings, 4 Fletchinders, and 3 Talonflame EXs, but you're probably going to run 1, maybe 2 in your deck if you have Kangaskhan in your deck.
Yeah, it's definitely something that can get you out of a pinch because it's not like it has to be played the first turn either. Like if you're late game and you just need to go find a boss or something, well, I guess that wouldn't matter because of after the turn.
But setting it up, you can use it. You can go grab your Meowth, you can go grab an energy, you can go grab a stadium.
Right.
There's so much you can do with it. So that'll be an interesting card. My initial reaction here is the most played card from this set will be the Talonflame. Right behind it will be the Lantern that allows you to go get lightning and fire energy.
I think you're right. So something we kind of debated about in Chicago real quick before we move into the supporters here. When you're looking at Mega Rayquaza's attack with the fire and lightning, and it does multipliers based on how much energy I play, we had gone back and forth about, are you running inboard with this, or are you running Oricorio? Like, what do you think would be the optimal?
Yeah, so I was reminded, Oricorio, you can only hit fire Pokemon.
Oh, is that what it says?
Yeah. So you do have Glass Trumpet.
Energy Switch.
You have Glass Trumpet. You have Energy Switch.
Does that need a Terra in play?
Yeah, correct. You have to have a Terra in play. So Glass Trumpet is a little limiting on what you're able to pull off, but it is there.
Drop a ghost.
Boo. But you have a Terra, but you get Glass Trumpet. You've got energies in the discard. You can attach them wherever you want. Crispin. You Crispin 2 turns in a row. You're doing 250.
Yeah.
Sorry, each Crispin is worth 100 damage. So you can sit it on your bench and have your Kangaskhan up there tanking hits. There's a lot you can do. You can go, what's his name? The Chicken, Blaziken. You can go Blaziken route. There's energy acceleration is not as crazy as it was with Gardevoir, but it's still there. You still have it. there's enough out there,
Someone's gonna come up with
and
something.
people love Rayquaza enough to be able to try to figure out how do I put this together to be able to have a monster deck. So, and then also, have we seen the full set reveal from Celebrations yet? From the 30th Celebration set?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so there could be some stuff there also. And just as a weird FYI, we talked about this. This release is July 31st in Japan. So Japan will have this in their playable. So Japan will be able to put together decks that we never will. So on the North American side, Storm Emaralda will come after the 30th anniversary set. In Japan, it's before.
Isn't that weird?
And so there's this play that'll happen. Now, Worlds is in August. The what's it called? The next season will start, right around Worlds. So there'll only be a little bit of time, 2-3 months, where Japan has a completely different format than what North America has. And I believe the rest of the world, I think it's just Japan will have that format that has Storm Emaralda in it. So we'll see it. We'll see, what people are using over there and what a deck could use. So anyway, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Just like any set that comes out, hey, what's going to get played, what's not, what looks great up front versus what actually is great. And there's a couple things here. You have to get enough of the big brains in the play world to be able to play a deck, to be able to figure out what it needs to operate at a high level. You need just a bunch of eyes on it. And like Sarah Ledge is a good example of this. Sarah Ledge is a good deck, but none of the top, I'm not going to say that. Most of the top tier players were not playing Sarah Ledge. And so because that, Sarah Ledge never hit its peak evolution. It just didn't get enough. It's the equivalent of having a really great Pokemon in your bank that never evolves. It's a good Pokemon, and some people think it's the best because they put a lot of time into it. But if everybody, like Tord did this thing when Absol came out, and he released this list with Absol in it, and then a bunch of eyes got put on Absol, and then it got really optimized. Otherwise, I think without Tord paying any attention to Absol, a couple other people would have figured out that it was a good deck. But the amount of eyes and reps that it gets to be able to optimize the list gets reduced. And so that's why you have like Dragapult being such a strong deck, is because all of the top tier players, once again, not all, apologies, most of the top tier players are playing Dragapult against all these different decks, and they're then optimizing them, and then they go win a tournament, and then their deck list is visible to everybody else. And so your strategies for decks and the main archetypes in them need to have a bunch of eyeballs on them for them to hit peak performance. That's the current thought process and the current meta inside of the play area, the card game. And so if Rayquaza gets a bunch of people to play it and gets, 2 million games played before it's ever released in the United States, there's going to be a highly optimized deck that's going to be people are going to be able to see it really well, and they're going to be able to run real hard at it, especially if there's like I'm making this up, of course, but if there's a Dragapult counter where the counter simply is a colorless Pokemon does double damage to any bench, you pick a benched Pokemon, and whatever has weakness to that benched Pokemon, you absorb as a colorless Pokemon, right? So then you throw down a Lily's Clefairy, and you're able to do double damage to Dragon, or something like that. If they come up with some crazy card, because Game Freak and Pokemon, they don't like banning cards. They try to make cards to like evolve around the meta. And so that would be a silly way to just make Dragapult go away. Something like that, especially with colorless when you got Kangaskhan hitting for 400 for 3 energy and etc.
People talk about Pokemon made this for anti-Dragapult or to stop Dragapult, but like Pokemon, like they knew Dragapult was a good card, but they didn't know it was going to become the monster it is 9 months ago when they actually were drafting up these sets.
Well, so pause. This is fun for me. I think that when the guys who are the nerds of the game, because you've got the people that are putting together the cards, and you got the people that are telling you, hey, these are the illustration rares, and hey, here's the commons and uncommons. Here's the Pokemon we have in this set. The people that are coming up with the abilities and the attacks and all of that are different than the people who are deciding what cards are going into the set, which is then different than the people that are deciding what art goes into the set. This is just, I can't prove any of this. This is just how I feel. And so the people that are the game nerds are the ones that they're reserving a card to print until late in the print rotation for the purpose of, oh gosh, Gardevoir's really good. We need to do something about it, right? And we need to figure this out real quick. And so they can pull an emergency brake.
You think they have an emergency ripcord?
Yeah, because when you have everything already and all you're doing is printing commons and uncommons, the Psyduck with damp on it was a relative game changer because it killed Dust Noir.
Yeah.
Right? And so they didn't wait for Mega Evolution for that to come out. They printed that in the Japanese set long before. And so yes, I think that there are some cards that don't get printed, or the initial idea is this, and then they have maybe they have a 4-month lead time instead of a 2-month lead time. But
we didn't get the Psyduck until like Mega Evolutions. Dustmore was Shrouded
But
Fate.
Japan got it well before. Yeah,
Did they?
Correct.
They only got it a few months before us, I thought.
Months for a card? One card. They got the card months before we did. And I think it's 6 weeks. I don't think it was months. I think they had it for 6 weeks before, which basically destroyed Dust Noir. Because Shrouded Fable came out with Dust Noir, nobody knew how great it was. That's what I'm saying. So they make these cards, they put these things together, they have these ideas, and there's somebody there right now that's like, you guys are sleeping on this card, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, we anticipate it would be much stronger. The whole Ghost Veil ability thing, right, has come out. And so they didn't build the whole set around Ghost Veil. I think they had this idea in place and executed it. But I think things like Damp and the Pat Rat and Reller came out long before people were using it. Snipe attacks, right? Reller and
Pat Rat
Ratska.
was like anti-Monkey Dory, right?
Correct, right? Battle
that
Cage.
takes so long.
Battle Cage, right? So all that stuff. So I think that they have an opportunity to issue a attack or ability to a card after they've already sent the whole set. So anyway, that was a long rabbit trail, but
Yeah, sorry guys, we get in the weeds sometimes.
yeah, because you can really lose your entire player base by screwing something up. And once again, I already communicated, it's a small percentage, but Pokemon does care. I mean, they're throwing a couple $100,000 at prizing annually for this. Every time they throw a tournament together, they get, 4,500 people there to compete or 4,000 people there to compete. And they're doing that 12, 15, 18 times a year. So that's enough people for them to have a department and a division that cares for it. So they don't want to piss them all off because there are other card games that have. There are other card games that have, and they've effectively killed, they killed the competitive scene. And so Pokemon doesn't want to do that. But anyway, okay, let's transition to...
Yeah, so speaking of player base, let's get into Midwest Madness.
Yeah, fantastic. So we just provided the location,
The venue.
yeah, for this tournament. So this was there's a local here named Griffin. Griffin puts a ton of time and energy into tracking everybody's results in the KC area. There's an asterisk there. He'll add your results if there were more than X amount of people from KC that were competing in in Manhattan or in Missouri or Topeka or whatever. So he tracks results, and he's got this ELO spreadsheet where he's ranking everybody on how they performed during a season. And at the end of the season, he invites the top players on this list to come and play in a, for lack of a better term, cream of the crop type environment.
Yeah.
You have to qualify to get in. So it's pretty cool. There's a couple auto qualifiers. If you make day 2 at a regional, you can get in. If you were in the top 4 last year, you can get in, etc. So it garnered some attention from all the locals. Most of the guys that play here that competed at a high level were included. I think the total amount ended up being like 30-ish players showed up. And along with that, we did have a world champion in the store.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, 2023 world champion Vance Kelly was here playing. And additionally, one of the guys in the Pokemon Play world that is kind of holds a lot of sway is Andrew Hedrick. He was here. And people were playing the deck that he has popularized, which is also pretty cool. But, just normal dudes playing some Pokemon, having a good time. And so we hosted that on Sunday. We streamed a little bit of it, had a little bit of technical difficulties through the first couple rounds, but got a stream up for it. That's on our channel. We can link that in the comments. But pretty fun environment to have. Asher, who he was the guy that won our cup when we had our first cup.
Yep.
Asher won the cup.
Shout out to Asher. Congrats, Asher.
Taking home the dub. There was some prizing that was there. In addition to the prizing, I think there are some custom mats, which will be provided to the participants, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I think it went well. People had a good time. I mean, they were here for 12, 13, 14 hours, playing some Pokemon, which is, for most of these guys, I think there's only a handful of them that qualified for Worlds. And so this is the last tournament for this season for them. And I think it was a fun way to cap it off. And we were ecstatic to be able to, be the venue for them and have them here. So,
and in the midst of all that, we had another guest arrive from Argentina.
Yeah. So,
which was really cool.
Yeah. In the same day in our store, not only did we have a world champion and I think the number one top ranked North American Pokemon player in our store at the same time, we also had a defending FIFA World Cup champion player.
Just another day at Minty Gym.
Yeah, just another day roll in. And, what's fun about working in a card store is sometimes you have coworkers who get really awestruck by a guy like Andrew Hedrick or Vance Kelly.
Yeah.
And then when they, sell a top loader binder and some singles to an individual who mostly speaks Spanish and is a little bit shorter than you, and you're not really understanding what's going on, who happens to probably be more famous than everybody that's ever been in here ever. Yeah. I think like 3 million followers on Instagram.
4 million followers.
4 million followers on Instagram. Mr.
Nicholas Tagliafico. Screw it up.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
So Nick was in here, and that was fun. He messaged us on Instagram like a month and a half ago, said he was going to be in town. The crazy thing was
Tagliafico.
Yeah, the crazy thing was we watched him play on TV.
Yeah, while we were in
on
Chicago.
Saturday.
Yeah,
and they played late in Houston, and they flew up here. And I think they had like a quick walkthrough practice or something, and then he showed up here in his practice gear and bought some Pokemon stuff from us, and was. He didn't want a lot of attention. He didn't care. I think he liked being a part of the crowd and not having a bunch of attention being paid to him. But yeah, that was kind of fun. In one day, having some big names come into here and being treated well.
Why does all the cool stuff happen when I'm not at the shop?
Yeah, right. It's exactly. So pretty cool. World Cup. We do have a game here in town for the knockout round. And I think we have one more game that are played at Arrowhead, but this is the home base for a couple of the teams. And so that's why Argentina was here. I don't think they play here, but this is their home base in North America in between games. So yeah, congratulations to them. Congratulations to Asher again for winning. And was a lot of fun to have some bigwigs walk in here and be able to see them enjoying our store.
Yeah.
So yeah,
awesome.
That's pretty cool.
So, what time is it?
Tinker time.
You're not messing around today. All right, let's get on with it. So, Tinker time today. It's going to be a nice, simple one. I had something planned, but Trav unfortunately couldn't join us today. So, today we're going to revisit Smash or Pass.
Okay.
All right. So, let's kick it off here. Smash or Pass on chicken gizzards and pig snouts.
Man, I think pass on the pig snouts.
Passing on the pig snouts.
I don't know anything about him, and no.
That surprises me because you seem like the guy who's just shoving anything in his mouth.
I mean, it depends. If I was with a dude that said, dude, you should try this, I'm in. I don't care what it is. Chicken gizzards it's one of those things. Like if I was dating somebody and she decided to make me chicken gizzards and she didn't do a good job at it, yuck, gross, pass.
Yeah.
But I mean, just like about anything, if you got the right flour and coating for it and you fry it right, anything's basically edible. Yeah. So I'd smash some
gizzards.
Pass on the.
My dad used to be real big in chicken gizzards, and he used to try to make me eat them as a kid, and I was just like, nah, I'm good, bro.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I don't want it smoked. Pass on that, but I'll take it fried.
Fair. All right. Smash or pass on Nidorina as the ETB promo for 30th celebration. I thought that was an interesting choice.
Yeah, we got all these other promos, right? You got Mew and Mewtwo and Espeon and Umbreon, and you got all these other Pokemon to pick from. It's an original 151. It had an illustration rare in that. Did it have one in that set, or was that
Nidoking?
Nidoking. So it's not like it's had a recent illustration rare. I'm sure there's some fans out there But that seems like a tier 4 or tier 3 Pokemon.
Yeah, out of all the iconic Pokemon you could have picked for the 30th anniversary ETB promo, you picked Mid-Arena.
Yeah,
I thought that was...
So 25th was the Greninja Gold Star that didn't exist.
Yes.
They made it for that, right?
Right.
What'd they do for the 20th? Did they even have a promo, or did you have to buy the UPC and get the gold cards?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I would have thought they would have done something like a Dragonite promo would have been cool.
I was thinking, man, give me just a Dragonite floating around, as trainer or something.
Yeah, like remember the old WotC promo of Dragonite delivery?
Yep.
Yeah, like that would have been cool if they could have brought that back as the promo. Like I don't know. They do a bunch of like reprints of classic cards during these anniversary sets that just they could have easily put one as the promo. But it's cool. It's fine.
But I feel like it would have been the same as if they did like a Victory Bell or like a Gloom or somebody loves it. Somebody loves it, but it's not as lovable as like
I'm curious who decided that that's it, Mid-Arena. We're gonna roll with that.
Let's do that one.
Once during your turn you can use this ability, heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon.
Yeah, it's not playable. I mean, once again, it could be worse. Right? It could be worse. They could have done like
Stunfisk.
Xurkitree. Not the Xurkitree. Not the Xurkitree's cool, but like you got all those Mega Beasts nobody knows about.
Yeah, they could have.
They were flash in the pan. So yeah.
I'm passing.
Yeah, pass.
I think it was a bad decision. I don't think that was a good decision. All right, smash or pass on the 3-month window for Storm Emaralda into Delta Rain for English and Japanese, and really kind of throwing us a curveball here after we were speculating that they were syncing up to simultaneous release.
Pass on this side of it. Pass, like right now, pass. Yuck, pass. In November, smash, right? Because like I think this 30th release is going to be so crazy from a retail level and from a collection level, and it's going to bring a bunch of people back in, right? It's going to do all this stuff. So knowing that we've got Pitch Black coming out at the end of July and having that tide us over, but that's like the free bread at Texas Roadhouse before you get your 16-ounce porterhouse. Yeah. Right? And so
exactly.
If the bread and the honey butter came after the porterhouse, you're like, oh yeah, right? Because you're going to get too full on the bread and the honey butter, but it's nice afterwards. Now, most Americans will eat it both. Give me it before and after. Yeah. But in this environment, I don't like it from where we're sitting right now. I don't like it just because it puts this weird thing from a competitive standpoint. It puts this weird thing where you've got cards that I want to collect and put in my binder that I can't get in English for 3 months. So that's a thing that happens.
Really weird.
Yeah, hasn't really. I don't know when the last time it happened, if it did, but it doesn't normally happen. Usually we're 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks out from the set. But after the release of the 30th anniversary set, I think we're going to be like, oh yeah, good. Give me some Rayquaza. This will be great.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting because we've never not had a set on the English side in November. We always get a November set for Black Friday and all that, but this is at the start of November instead of the end. I always think back to like when Silver Tempest came out at the end of November and how it was like everywhere for Black Friday. But the reason that I also think it's interesting is because months and months and months ago, we had another trademark revealed, which was Aura Seeker for Mega Lucario Z that's supposed to drop in Japan in November.
Yeah, so are we getting that in December?
I don't know, because we've got the high class set after that. So I have all these questions now about
is that the high class set?
How it syncs up for us. Yeah, so.
Yeah, because as a reminder, Japan does specialty sets just like we do, right? But in December, they release a high class set, which has a guaranteed double rare in it.
Yes.
The other sets don't have a guaranteed double rare in a pack. But each of these packs in the high class set, and usually the high class set only has 10 packs in a box, and the other specialty sets can range anywhere from 20 to whatever, right? And sometimes they have 7 cards in the pack, whatever.
Yeah, so like 151 in Japan was 20 packs in a box with 7 cards a pack, but like Mega Dream, which is Japan's Ascended Heroes, is 10 packs in a box, and you get guaranteed Mega Attack rare.
And you get 10 cards. And Terrestrial Festival was 10 packs, 10
right,
cards.
And that was Japan's Prismatic was Terrestrial Festival. Yeah, I don't know. That kind of throws the other side of that coin too is that Japan typically gets their high class set at the start of December, not the end.
Yeah.
And so if they're getting Aura Seeker in November, which was the last I heard. I might have to double check that, but I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
are they
it's
gonna
November.
get it in October and we're
Is
gonna
it-
be 2 sets behind?
Right, because it'll be like,
It'll be weird.
yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I thought they were gearing up to be able to sync everything up for the 30th anniversary and then have everything
Same.
be released, but apparently that's not the world that we're living in. So yeah, we'll just figure it out as we go.
All right, cool. Good episode. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Absolutely.
We'll catch you next week.
Appreciate you.
Have a great weekend.
All right, thanks guys.